Remember Friends? You know, those other human beings you used to hang out with? That was nice. Back in the 90s, some people wrote a TV show about the phenomenon called Insomnia Cafe, and luckily the name was changed to Friends before it premiered. If you need friends now, and let's be honest, who doesn't? Sit back and relax while we shovel big bowls of TV's most similar tasting comfort foods into your gaping maw. We're about to find you a new crew of Chuckle Buddies. There are approximately 1 million episodes of Friends, and a still unknown quantity of Joeys, so we have a pretty good idea of what you're getting out of the series at this point. 1. Ross and Rachel was neither the first nor the last will they won't they sitcom couple, but this show pushed them together and pulled them apart with the force of 1,000 gigasuns. Some might say if it's that hard to get on the same page with your romantic partner, maybe it wasn't meant to be, but that's quitter talk. Now kiss, yeah. You know where my friends live these days? On my phone. Not so much back when they cranked out this show. The most social aspect of going online in the 90s was typing ASL into a chat room until another 12-year-old lied back to you. These friends had to hang out the old-fashioned way, in person. That means no plot lines about DM creeps, Tinder swipes, or Insta thoughts. It's a throwback to an innocent, prehistoric era of the internet, even though you just know Gunther was the admin of some very troubling forums. 3. You don't watch Friends to think. You don't even necessarily watch it to laugh. You watch Friends because your cat doesn't always want to hug you back, and sometimes it's too hot outside to curl up under a warm blanket. This is a feel-good show, through and through. 4. Though the format isn't completely dead yet, thanks to the tireless work of the Devil's Own Chuck Lorre, Friends was one of the last great sitcoms. That means you're going to get a few permanent sets, multiple cameras, and a live studio audience yucking it up, because how awkward would it be if there were 4 seconds of silence after every Chandler quip?
Wow, talk about an inhospitable environment.
5. TV comedies are so often about the people we're forced to be around, our family and our coworkers. Friends is one of the rare shows where everybody actually likes each other. They want to be stuck together every week. It sounds gross in theory, but on screen it's actually kind of nice. So considering the elements that make up the series, what other shows might provide a decent substitute for our thoroughly vacant social lives? Well, I'm not going to pretend I can get someone who watches YouTube videos for fun to check out Cheers, but a more recent sitcom springs to mind that fulfills all 5 categories. How I Met Your Mother. Derided when it came out as a ripoff of Friends because, well, it kind of was, this sitcom grew to become so much more. It's about a group of 5 buddies who might as well be family. Ted and Robin are a much more, let's say, real version of Ross and Rachel. The whole cast practically oozes sweetness, and sure, it stayed on the air long enough to catch up to the smartphone era, but the vast majority takes place in life's original chat room, a bar. If you're willing to ditch the laugh track and don't have time for 1,000 hours of show, Freaks and Geeks has an insane amount of talent packed into just 1 season. Paul Feig, Jason Segel, Seth Rogen, James Franco. How is this not given more time to live? Sam spends all his Too Short arc willing and wanting with Cindy. The Freaks and Geeks actually want to hang out amongst themselves, making for the kind of sweetness all too rare in high school. Plus, it takes place in 1980, where even knowing what a computer was for hardcore nerds. Good times. Friends and Seinfeld get compared all the time, and for good reason. They're both about some of the horniest people in New York. But instead of making you feel good about their serial dating, the core 4 characters of Seinfeld are all irredeemable assholes. There was specifically a no hugging, no learning sign posted in the Seinfeld writer's room, whereas Friends by law had to end half its episodes in a cuddle puddle. Finally, if you like Friends but can't help but wonder where all the black people in New York City went, see the show that predated Friends in concept and execution, Living Single. Living Single was not only the direct inspiration for Friends, look it up, it's Googleable, it was also a show about 4 women balancing their romantic lives and careers in New York 5 years before Sex and the City would do the same. And hey, they also have 2 dude neighbors who can't stay out of their fridge or their business. It's not black Friends, Friends is white Living Single. Time for some 3-match shows. You know what doesn't make you feel good? Local government. But you know what does? Parks and Recreation. Parks and Rec is the non-cynical alternative to The Office, giving us all hope that public servants can help make America a nice place to live. Oh boy. Leslie Knope is either romancing or no-mancing Mark and Ben. The Office tech is lo-fi and analog, except for their occasional trips to the future. The show is so good, but just like with Seinfeld and The Office, skip the first season. It takes that long to figure out what's funny, I guess. As My Little Pony taught us, friendship is magic, and there might not be a more magical friendship on TV than Abby and Alana's on Comedy Central's Broad City. Their 2 lady romps through modern-day New York are the kind of feel-good adventures you wish you could have had in your 20s. Falling in love, doing all the drugs, meeting celebrities who are willing to play heightened versions of themselves. These broads choose to hang out with each other almost to a fault, and there's a bit of an undercurrent of will they won't they between the 2 of them that sometimes spills over into an overcurrent. What if Friends cut out the guys and was rated TVMA? This is your show. Still need more Friends? Okay, loser. How about some old ones from college? Netflix's Friends from College is a darkly comedic look at the lives of a friend group that have refused to grow out of each other, and why that's not necessarily the best thing. Starring an incredible cast of comedic performers, there's definitely not much in the way of a feel-good factor, but there's more than enough will they won't they to go around, and Fred Savage does cocaine and tap dances. Finally, how about checking out Insecure? A young woman trying to navigate life, work, and love in Los Angeles with the support of her friends sounds like the description of a very bland TV show. But in a surprise twist, it isn't. Insecure nails the Friends mix of jokey comedy beats to heartfelt drama you crave. Issa's on and off again relationship with Lawrence takes a new turn every season. And unlike the Friends theme song, the soundtrack is something you won't want to dig out of your head with a screwdriver. Still overwhelmed? Well, if you can only watch one, How I Met Your Mother is definitely the Fruitopia to Friends Snapple. 90s kids know what I'm talking about. And not to start Smish, but Barney Stinson over Chandler or Joey all day, every day. For a more numbers-driven recommendation, the show with the highest Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score is Freaks and Geeks with a perfect 100%. The show with the highest user score on Metacritic is also Freaks and Geeks with a 9.0. See? Told you it was good. And the most trafficked show wiki on fandom is for Him Yim. Come on and check it out. It's legend. Wait for it. Very good. Nailed it. So that's our list, but we want to hear from you. When you're all out of Friends, which one of these do you want to watch? What should we have recommended instead? Was Joey canceled too soon? Let us know and we'll see you next week.